Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as yeah. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like yeah, 5'6". I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dry, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot keys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, open up some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them can make profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETFs. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Suge, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Hey, make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend and are ready to get down to business this week. We got a real busy week. Markets are right up here at all-time highs. Futures are slightly green. We got playoff golf going on right now, preseason football, but that's not why it's a big week. My Yankees just fell out of their playoff, the last playoff spot in the wild card because they suck. But that's not why it's a big week. It's a big week because we've got our next round of inflation data. We've got CPI data. We've got PPI data. We've got a ton of Fed members that are going to be speaking. You've got the Jackson Hole meeting coming up here this month as well. That is why it's a big week. It's a big week because the markets are open. As long as the markets are open, we've got a chance to make money, and that's why I'm excited to get into with you guys here tonight, this evening. My top trade ideas for the week. I'm going to be going over with you guys a list of stocks that I've got my eyes on. There's a couple of positions that I'm already in, so we'll update you guys on the positions that I'm already in, tell you what my game plan is with those positions. If you guys followed our live streams from last week, then you might know some of the positions that I am in. If not, don't worry about it. I'll fill you in with that here now. And then we'll get into what other stocks are on my list for trade ideas this week. A couple of ideas coming from our award-winning AI trading assistant. So I want to go over some of that stuff with all of you here today. Okay, so welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Folks, my name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward, and I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, TTG literally exists to help you all learn faster, trade smarter, profit sooner. That's exactly what we're going to do on this live stream. Of course, TTG is proud to be powered by the NASDAQ, Benzinga, OpenAI, TradingView, DataBento, and Unusual Whales. You see, TTG is an award-winning platform receiving the 2024 Benzinga Global FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. See, TTG is a platform that is built on education that is backed by experience, strategies that are proven by success, and tools that actually think, and every part of it all customized and built around you, the individual user. No matter who you are, what you trade, how much you started with, or how much experience you have or don't, TTG exists to help you guys make money. That's exactly what we're going to do here this evening. Members of TTG are part of something real special. I couldn't be any more proud to be on that journey with each and every single one of them. Hope you guys are ready to roll your sleeves up tonight and get down to business, talk about how we're going to make some money. If this is your first time on a True Trading Group YouTube channel or on a True Trading Group Live, or your first time on the channel, make sure you do yourself a favor, subscribe. All right, click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. Do not ever miss out on any of these live streams. We do these live streams all throughout the week. I share with you my trade ideas, analysis, positions I'm in, positions I'm getting into, market commentary, lessons. I can help you guys become better traders as early as tomorrow. So go ahead and also smash that like button, show some love, right? And don't just tap that like button, smash it like you just hit your biggest trade that you guys have ever had. And then I also want you to take a moment and make sure that you're watching this video live. At the bottom left of your screen, you should see a red dot next to the word live. Okay, you should see a red dot next to the word live. If you do, then you are watching this live. If you do not see a red dot, that means that you are delayed. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure you click on the word live, bring you guys up to speed, and make sure you guys see that little red dot down there. Now, as we move forward from there, you might be wondering, well, who is this guy and why should I listen to anything it is that he has to say? You shouldn't listen to me just because I have a cool painting that hangs, behind me and above my head. I also don't think that you should listen to me just because I think that I'm the world's greatest trader. I do not. I'm a damn good one, but the greatest, no. The reason why I think you guys should pay attention to what it is that I discuss on this channel is because I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. I didn't have to sit in Discord rooms. I didn't have to watch YouTube videos. I was very fortunate that my very first job right out of college was working on Wall Street for T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. They had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. And shortly after that, 2008. That was the Great Recession. That was the big stock market crash, but it was also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group, and along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. So if you guys are new here, like I said, hope you guys are getting ready to make some money this week. True Trading Group is a global community. We have over 10,000 members from 114 different countries. Truly a global community here at TTG. We day trade, we swing trade, we cover long-term investing, we trade stocks, options, crypto, futures. There's literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. So whether you guys are just looking to level up or you're just getting started, whether you need a little extra push, whatever it is, you guys are in the right place. Stick around. Let's make some moves together. Let's make some money together here this week. All right? So with that all being said, we got a big week. We got a big week because we're getting all of our new inflation data this week. All of our new inflation data. And, something happened about a week and a half ago. We got our labor report, and that labor report came in weaker than it was expected. And when that labor report came in weaker than expected, you saw we got a nice little big gap down there last Friday. So everybody started to then price in the probability of a rate cut at the September Fed meeting really started to rise because people started to look at the labor market as a sign of, real weakening and real slowing, feeling that, okay, that's going to be enough now to get the Fed to actually start to move and to get the Fed to cut rates. But you got PCE inflation data that day as well. And that PCE inflation data was hotter than expected. And people started to get a little bit nervous, actually the day prior. People started to get a little bit nervous that maybe the Fed is going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. That if inflation is going to start rising and if you're going to start to see some impact from tariffs or anything else, while the labor market begins to weaken, that puts the Fed in a little bit of a jam. because the Fed doesn't want to cut rates, if inflation's moving higher, but they also don't want to keep rates where they are if the labor market is weakening. That is why this is going to be such an important week. Right now, the market is, under the impression, I'm not saying that the market's right or wrong. I'm just telling you that the markets are looking at right now that the Fed is going to cut rates at the September meeting. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that any type of an increase in inflation numbers that you get over the course of the next 1 or 2 or 3 months will be a temporary rise in prices, but not a rise in actual inflation. Inflation, you have to remember, is a rate of change. Tariffs cause a price increase. And the way that a tariff works is you'll have a tariff comes across, and this is the other thing you guys have to understand, that if you have a product that costs $10 and there's a 50% tariff on it, it's not going to cost you now $11.50. The exporter of that product, they absorb part of the tariff in the form of lowering their prices in order to remain competitive for the person that's going to be purchasing the product. Then the importer, who actually is the person that is bringing that product into the country, they're then also going to absorb some of that tariff through a margin compression. And then you have the consumer, which is the third person on that chain, and they'll absorb some of the tariff in the form of a price hike. But it's not a full 15% price hike. It gets eaten out from some of it comes through the exporter in the form of a lower cost to the importer. Then the importer absorbs some of it through a margin compression, and then the consumer absorbs some of it through a price hike. So you're going to get, as tariffs roll themselves through and inventory gets turned over, and companies finally start to see, as some trade deals kind of become more clear, what that tariff number is going to be. You're going to start to see now people or companies be able to now adjust prices based on a little bit more clarity on what the tariff number is going to be. So you may start to see prices increase on certain products, but I don't think it's going to cause an acceleration of inflation. I think you might see 1 or 2 months where it ticks itself back up to the upside, and then I think it will drop itself back off once the prices work themselves through. I don't think it's going to be something where the price of a good that's hit by a tariff is going to continuously rise for the next 6 months, and you have this reacceleration of inflation. I don't believe that that's what's going to happen. I believe you're going to see an increase in prices, and then the inflation rate will pop on the increase, but then it will settle back down because the rate of change will not accelerate, right? Inflation is a rate of change. It is not a price. And that is a very important thing for people to understand when they're trying to figure out everything revolving around tariffs. But the market has looked at the gap down that you got on the weaker jobs number. You started to see expectations of a Fed rate cut in September really started to rise. You don't have a Fed meeting in August. So that number really started to rise. That is why this CPI number is critical. If this CPI number comes in line with expectations, you can almost guarantee a rate cut at the September meeting. Okay. The Fed meeting is at the end of the month. So you are going to get, not this month, it's towards the end of September. You are going to get 2 more months of inflation data, this being one of them. Okay, you're going to get the July CPI, and then you're going to also get the August CPI before the Fed has to make a decision about rates. As long as those inflation numbers do not come in scorching hot, then you can guarantee that we're going to be getting a rate cut at the September meeting. Okay, and that's important because I think the Fed should be cutting rates at the September meeting, and they should probably cut rates at least 2 times here this year, and then continue cutting at a pretty steady pace going into next year. But I worry that the Fed's not going to do that if they get maybe 2 hotter than expected inflation reports. That's why this is such a critical week. It's because you are about to get one of the green lights or yellow lights, okay, for the Fed in order to cut rates in September. And right now the market thinks that they're going to cut rates. That's why we're sitting right here now at all-time highs. And literally, as I'm talking, futures are, I'll just do a quick little check here on futures. Yeah, we're small green, 64.20 right now. So we're just a stone throw from those all-time highs. Just a stone throw from those all-time highs right now for the overall market. And, I think that as long as you do not get a hot CPI number, you have to look for a melt up this week. Okay, the CPI number comes out Tuesday morning at 8:30. If that number is not above expectations, I think you get a little bit of a melt up. And I think that the markets could just kind of drift their way into the 640s on the SPY. Okay, you probably can run up into like 6,500 on the S&P. But if that CPI number comes in hotter than expected, then you really need to look for a potential double top. Then you need to look for a potential double top off of that all-time high. Right? Okay. So that's why this is going to be a really big week. Okay. There it is. There's your all-time high on the SPY. It's the day that got put in, not last week, the week prior, when Meta and Microsoft reported their earnings. Those earnings were blowout earnings. And then it was a couple of days after the announcement of the EU trade deal. It was right after the Fed meeting. And then you had the big gap up to those all-time highs, and the market sold it off. Then you got the hotter than expected PCE, and then you got the weaker than expected labor report, and then you had the huge gap down on that following Friday, and that kind of trapped a lot of people up here at the highs. But you very quickly and immediately took it back. And I'll be the first person to tell you, I didn't think that this gap down on not this previous Friday, the Friday prior to that, I didn't think that this gap down was going to be bought up as aggressively as it was. Like, this is a very aggressive buyback off of that gap down. If you asked me on that previous Friday, do I think that the market was going to go back up to its all-time highs within just 1 week? I would have said no. I don't think that we're going to go all the way back up there within just 1 week. But yet here we are, as the buy the dip mentality continues to be relentless and is continuing to be driven by AI and tech-related stocks. Okay, so this is going to be a big week. I want to go through with you guys, and I want to talk about some of my top trade ideas. We also have, crypto making moves this weekend. Ethereum breaking over that 4,000 level as Ethereum's pushing 4,200 or 4,300. I think we got to over the weekend. Slight little pullback over the last 24 hours or so, but still firmly above that 4,000 mark. And that bodes well for one of the positions that we are already in, which is Tom Lee's Bitminer. Okay, that's BMNR. So we are already in that position. We got into that position last week at $46. We took profits off well into the 50s, as that stock had a really nice move there on Friday. And I'm still in it, right? I'm still in this thing. We had this huge move. We got all the way to $54. Okay, we're in it from 46. Took profits off there on this move. But with Ethereum moving, okay, I think that we are going to see BMNR maybe get to around $60 tomorrow morning, and I'm looking to take profits at 60. That was my target. We got into this position targeting 60 and looking for a little bit of a breakout on Ethereum. You had a lot of momentum coming through here on BMNR. Volume is just off the charts. You take a look at the volume down here. Okay, you can see just steadily increasing one day after the next as the stock extends. And I just feel like this thing was just kind of starting to light itself up. But $60 is the target. Okay, you guys can see here low of the day on July 9th, high of the day on July 10th, and high of the day on July 14th. Okay, so that is a nice little price structure area there around 60. That is going to be my target, and we're going to see if we can get there tomorrow. If Ethereum was to really start to continue to run, and if BMNR gets over 60, I will hold a runner, but I am taking profit off probably $58 to $59, somewhere in front of that $60 level. And that could be a way for us to, start the week off on the right foot, start the week off with some money in our pockets. There's a couple of other small caps that I want to go through with you. And you're going to get a ton of volatility following that CPI number. We had a fantastic week last week. We've had a fantastic year. It's been a great month. It was a great week. It's been a great year. Okay. And BMNR is something that was brought to our attention through the AI. I've got two other stocks that are brought to our attention through the AI. And again, guys, it's Mari. That's the persona of our AI. It's an award-winning AI platform. TTG is not just a chat room with trade alerts and courses. True Trading Group is an entire fintech platform that is built to help retail traders to the very best chance of succeeding in the markets. Think of it as like a retail version of a Bloomberg terminal. You guys are going to get access to tools and resources and data feeds that professional traders have access to that help them make better decisions and help them make money. We are building that here at True Trading Group. So when you join TTG, it's not just, I'm going to get this guy's stock picks. You're getting a whole hell of a lot more than that. And yes, my trade alerts and the moderators and there's 8 other professional traders that are mods at True Trading Group. Yes, the trade alerts are fantastic. Matter of fact, the mods and I have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of our executions of just around 80%, now going on roughly the last 5 or 6 years. We track every single buy, every take profit, every stop out, every green, red, break even trade. It is all uploaded on our website, full transparency. You guys get to see every single thing it is that the moderators and I do. We are an open book here at TTG. So yes, the trade alerts are fantastic. You can follow them if you want, but you can also use the AI to make money. Our AI is customized to you. The more you communicate with it, the more you talk to it, the more it will remember your style, your strengths, your weaknesses, your risk tolerance, okay, the type of trading that you're looking for. You're looking for day trades, you're looking for swing trades, you're looking to trade options or equities, or you're trading futures, so that it can suggest to you the highest probability of outcome for particular trades in the market, depending on what you guys are looking for. And that's why a lot of our members are able to make money with TTGs, because they are using the AI. Okay. The AI is helping them build out trading plans. It's giving them stop losses, entries, profit targets. It's suggesting options contracts. It's giving them analysis in real time. And you don't have to just take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Okay. Anyone here that's not a member, because I'm sure you've probably seen 100 different places try to talk to you about some type of AI this or AI that. Okay, True Trading Group has spent over 7 figures and over 2.5 years developing this. And there's a reason why we received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. There's a reason why we have a data partnership agreement signed directly with the NASDAQ. There's a reason why we have a partnership with Benzinga. We have a partnership with Unusual Whales. There's a reason why all of these companies are working with us, because they also see what it is that we are doing, implementing this technology onto our platform. They see the success that our members have. And again, do not take it from me. You shouldn't just believe what I'm telling you just because I have a YouTube channel. Believe our members. If you ever wanted to decide whether or not a specific trading tool, or in this case, an AI or a platform or a trading community, if you ever wanted to decide if it's the right place for you, the best way for you to make that determination is to figure out whether or not the members of that community and the people using that tool are successful. And let's ask. Members of TTG, I want you guys right now to type the number 1 in chat right now if you are making money and if you are becoming better traders because of True Trading Group. Okay? Type the number 1 in chat right now if you are making money and if you are becoming better traders because of TTG. It's conversational AI. You can use ChatGPT. Great. You guys can use this. Okay, our AI is complete natural language. You don't need to know any complex prompts. You ask whatever the hell you want. You can literally say, hey, give me a list of stocks that have a really high chance of experiencing a short squeeze this week. And it can break down a list for you, but it can also give you probability of outcome. Okay, you can ask any AI that question, and any AI will give you an answer. But how they are coming up with those answers is different and matters. And the accuracy of that matters on whether or not you were able to take that information and act on it to actually make money. Look at all these people typing the number 1. These are members of True Trading Group that are sitting here telling you that they're making money. And it sure as hell is not because they're luckier than you. And it really is not because they have more time than you. 82% of our members have a full-time job. If they can do this, so can you. The AI makes it easier for you guys. The AI can do in 10 seconds what would take you an hour. It can help you stay focused on the highest probability of outcome setups that are out there. It can make sure your stop loss is in the right place so you don't get stopped out. I mean, the stock ends up working in your favor 2 hours later, and you lost $200 when you should have made $500. It's happened to everybody that's on this live stream. You know it has. You can incorporate, and then you're even with new updates as we're rolling out. New updates are going to be able to incorporate level 3 data. So you can actually, our AI will be able to analyze where institutional order flow is sitting. And that's a data feed that we get directly from the NASDAQ that makes a distinction between institutional orders and retail orders. So that you're actually going to be able to know, okay, where are institutional buy orders? Where are institutional sell orders versus where are retail buy orders? Where are retail sell orders? And our AI is going to be able to factor that information into their analysis to give you the very best entry points and to give you the very best stop loss areas so that stuff doesn't happen anymore. These are the reasons why our members are making money. Our AI is completely integrated onto our charting software. Okay, live analysis directly on your chart. Now, there's a ton of companies out there and programs where you can take a screenshot of a chart and you can load it into the AI, and the AI will then analyze that screenshot for you. That's not this. This is just on your charts, and you have an AI that is there communicating with you, saying, hey, here's resistance, here's support, here's the chart pattern that I see. Okay, here's how you should draw your Fibonacci levels. You might draw your Fibonacci levels. The AI will be like, hey, actually, that's incorrect. This is how you want to draw it. Okay, Mari helps me set up my gameplay for the week every Sunday. Used to take me hours, now only a few minutes, and I know what I am targeting. Fibonacci, absolutely, I love it. And guys, Adam is actually launching a fully updated version of the AI charts literally right now. Right now, as we speak, as I'm on this live stream, Adam is updating, okay, he's going through and launching a fully updated version of the AI charts with some new functions and features and some new smoothness that you guys are going to be able to use, okay, right away. Okay, if you try to access the AI charts right now, you will most likely be getting an error. So give it time as Adam is just rolling through and launching that new update on the TeachD platform. So any members, okay, any members that are trying to use the AI charts right now, if you get an error message, that is the reason why. Okay. But this is what I'm talking about. So if you're not a member of True Trading Group, and listen, I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to go through and I'm going to go over my trade ideas with you guys here in just a moment. TeachD fine tunes Mari AI specifically for trading. It's miles ahead of basic AI. 100% accurate, Bert. Mari is completely customized and fine tuned for trading, investing, and finance related. You don't want to go to Mari and ask Mari for help with something for work. You don't want to go to Mari and let your kid use it to help your kid with a school project. Okay. Mari is specifically built for trading, investing. That is why it's better than ChatGPT. It is better than Perplexity. It's better than Grok because they are a jack of all trades, but a master of none. This is specifically fine-tuned. Now, those are great platforms. I'm not necessarily trying to say anything bad. Obviously, those platforms are amazing, right? But True Trading Group is powered by GPT-5. Okay? Mari is powered by GPT-5, which was just released by OpenAI literally just the other day. That is what powers Mari. And it is specifically fine-tuned for what it is that you guys are looking for. That's why our members are able to use it so effectively, so efficiently, and so successfully. How many people here are not members of True Trading Group? I'm just curious. If you're not a member, type the letters TTG in chat right now. Just real quick, type the letters TTG if you're not a member of True Trading Group. Don't be shy. Just go ahead, type the letters TTG for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group. And then we're going to get into my trade ideas here for the week. We got some longs. We got some shorts. We've got it all. We've got it all piled up for us here today, guys. We got some small caps. We got some mid caps. We got some large caps. So we got a lot to kind of unpack and a lot to break down here today on this live stream that I want to go through with you guys. Louis, what's up, brother? Louis, what's up? How are you? So, guys, listen. With David, welcome back. Faithful watcher of the YouTube channel. We got Mike J's in the house. Welcome, Mike. Ely Party DJ says, if you're not a member, it's time to join the family. It sure as hell is. It really is. Another Michael. What's up, Michael? How are you? Oh, Alex, come on. Don't even kid. Don't even kid. All right. Don't even kid. Well, listen, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, here's what I want you to do. Here we go. The Fade Doctor. What's up, brother? Mari helped me set up a calendar spread on IWM that gained me 10% at market open every day last week after I took the trade 15 minutes before market close every day last week. It was a strategy of mine. Let me read that to you one more time. This is from Fade Doctor, and Fade Doctor just joined True Trading. Fade Doctor, you joined what, brother? Like a month ago, if I'm not mistaken. Mari helped me set up a calendar spread on IWM that gained me 10% at market open every day last week after I took the trade 15 minutes before the market closed the previous day, every day last week. So he was able to make 10% every single day last week through that. And that's a calendar spread that Mari, which is our AI, okay, that he said that Mari helped him set up. That's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Those of you that are not members, okay, yes, and there's Fade Doc. That's what I'm saying. He just joined about a month ago, and he's already doing that thanks to the AI. It's real people, real results. I'm going to let anyone here that is not a member of True Trading Group right now come experience what this is like for yourself. Okay. Okay. The price of this platform for the year is going to be $8.99. I'm going to give it to you for $5.99. It's $5.99 for the whole year. Okay. That's it. It's $5.99 for the whole year. If you're an Eagles fan, you have to join. I know. Oh, man. Go to ttgoffer.com. Guys, again, just go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is going to be included. You will get access to the core tier of our AI for the entire year. That's Mari. That's a trading assistant, Copilot. That's what it received the Benzinga FinTech Award for Best AI Analysis Tool. You're also going to get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed, Trading Views premium charting software, the Trade Ideas Scanner, Unusual Options Activity, Options Flow, Dark Pool Data. Of course, you get our 22-course curriculum, which is a simplified version of what I learned working at the fund in New York. You get our video library, which has over 1,000 hours of workshops and trainings covering different topics and so much more. All of this for $5.99 for the entire year. And I am so confident in the platform that we have built. I am so confident in the AI product that we have, that trading assistant, that trading Copilot. I'm so confident to build it to help you guys reach your goals and to help you make money that if you join TTG right now for the $5.99 and you actually go through the education material and you use the AI, if you are unable to make enough winning trades to equal the $5.99 price for the whole year, if you can't make that at least one time, I'm not just going to give you back $5.99. I will give you back double your money. That is the commitment I'm willing to make to anyone here right now to prove to you how much I believe in what it is that we have created. 2.5 years and over 7 figures of development and one Benzinga FinTech Award later and a partnership with the NASDAQ and a partnership with Unusual Whales. Come see what it's all about. It's $5.99 for the entire year. If you can't make $5.99 back at least once, we will give you back $1,198. Our refund rate at True Trading Group is less than 2.5%. That's why I have no problem offering this to you. Wow, they actually reduced the price. Yes. Yes, we did. We reduced the price because we want to make sure the price to get you in the door is not an obstacle, because what we offer has the potential to make you real money. And if you do, you will spend more money and you'll become more involved. And we are betting on you being here for years. Adam calls this the best scam ever. Okay. Adam calls it the best scam ever, literally. So a lower price to entry, right? A lower barrier. You guys come and join True Trading Group. You use the stuff that we have, you make money, and then you will stay with us for years. And you will buy a lot more stuff that we have to offer. It's a business decision. How members of True Trading Group, type the number of years you've been a member inside chat. So go ahead and type. How many years have you been a member? Type it in chat right now. Just type the years. When you guys do well as members, we do well. Alex goes, ew, I can't be mad. I made way more than what I paid over the years, like by a lot. Exactly. That's the point, right? That is the point. And that's the point. We want to differentiate ourselves. We want to stand out from the crowd. Okay, so again, type the amount of years you guys have been. Look at this. Look at all these people typing. Look at this. 4 years, 5 years, 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, 1.5, 4, 3, 5, 4. Right? Look at this. 3 to 5 years. Look at this. 4 years. 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, another 5 years. So this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is like, I would much rather, okay, I'd much rather say, listen, come join True Trading Group for a lower cost, lower barrier to entry, so that you have no excuse, right? You have no, listen, if you're on a live stream on Sunday evening, trying to figure out how to make money this week in the markets, you have $599. Don't tell me you don't. I know that you do. And by joining True Trading Group, I'm 76, not too good with computer. You have clients old like me. John, absolutely, brother. We have several members that are in their 60s, 70s, and we have a few members that are actually in their 80s. We don't have a lot of members in their 80s, but we have plenty. We have plenty. Any members here that are in their 70s, just shout it out. Anyone here in their 60s or 70s, shout it out. But we have plenty members, John. Plenty members. Plenty, brother. So you're definitely not. And the fact that you're not good with computers, that's the beauty about using our AI. It's natural language, John. So all you would do is you would talk to the AI the same way. We actually have a John. We actually have a member whose name is also John, who's actually 82 years old. And he just started using the AI. Because you don't need to know anything about like computers or technology. You just talk to it. Right? Oh, here's a couple people, 60, 60, 62, 67. Kaibo, what's up, man? How are you? 67. There's Desert Dog David is 72 years old. Right? 65 for Thomas. You know, so that's what I'm saying, John. You're age is just a number, my man. But use the AI, right? It'll make your life 10 times easier. You don't need to know any complex prompts. You just talk to it. There, Dominic is 69. Bruce is 78. Bruce Balmuth is 78 years old. Right? So there you go. You just talk to Mara the same way you would talk to me. So the same way that you would just type, same way you would text somebody, the same way you would email somebody, that natural language, John, that you would use, you have a question, you just ask. You don't need to know like any complex prompts or anything like that. That's the beauty of the AI. It was developed specifically for natural language because we didn't want the intimidation factor of someone needing to understand prompting and prompt engineering, which could be complicated and a little bit confusing for some people and might affect and impact the quality of the response that they get from the AI if you don't know how to prompt appropriately. Ours is built on just natural language. You just talk to it the way that you would talk to anybody else. Okay? Yeah, John, no problem, man. My pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thanks for asking the question because it's a valid question. It's something I think everybody really should know and should be aware of. But we have another member who's also named John, who's actually 82, that we actually were just talking to this past week because he just started using the AI. All right. So there you guys go. So again, folks, you can go to TTG, right? You can go to ttgoffer.com. We can go to ttgoffer.com if you are not a member of True Trading Group. Sign up for $5.99 for the whole year. If you can't make the $5.99 back after going through the education material and using the AI, we'll give you back $1,198. That's the deal when you join True Trading Group. People join True Trading Group. They stay with us. They end up spending thousands of dollars on a bunch of other things. They stay with us for years. Why do you think that is? It's because they're making money. That's the reason why. And again, if you missed it, members, just type the number 1 if you guys are doing well. Go ahead, type the number well if you're making money. Do not let me, right? Don't just listen to me. Listen to members. Okay, just go ahead and type the number 1 in chat right now for those of you that are making money and becoming better traders because of TTG. So anyone here that's not a member, pay very close attention to how many people you see. Type the number 1 inside chat. Those are your friends, your family members, and your coworkers. And if they can do this, then so can you. There's no reason why all these people that are going to type 1 right now, that they can make money with this platform and you can't. They're not smarter than you and they're not luckier than you. They literally are you. Or I should say they were you. They were once a viewer on a live stream. Now they're a member telling you they're making money. The choice is yours. ttgoffer.com. If you have any questions at all, or if you have any concerns, you need some clarity on a few things, whatever, text us 1-888-621-2127. Again, that is 1-888-621-2127. Text that phone number with any questions that you guys have. 1-888 621-2127. Phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. Text that number if you guys have any questions at all whatsoever. All right. So there you go. Again, ttgoffer.com. All right, folks, let's take things on over to the charts. We'll hit on the SPY here first. I already kind of talked to you guys. I told you a little bit about what I'm thinking here at the SPY. I'm thinking that if the CPI number comes in under expectations, then I think you just melt this up this week and you probably just push up into the 640s. If it comes in line with expectations, I still think you make the new all-time high, but I think it becomes maybe just a little bit of a slow crawl to the upside. If it comes in higher than expected, then watch for the double top and look for the markets to drop themselves back down into the high 620s. And if that number comes in higher than expected on Tuesday morning, I will flip my watch list to be predominantly short. Right now, my watch list is neutral. I have longs and shorts that are up here on the list that I want to go over and share with you guys all here now. Now, I will go through my positions I'm in here first. One of them is BMNR. I mentioned this to you guys earlier. Ethereum cracked over 4,000 here this weekend, or actually Friday night and then over the weekend. And BMNR, obviously with everything there, Tom Lee becoming chairman, that's a stock that recently went crazy. We traded it a couple times here at True Trading Group. And they are, acquiring Ethereum in the same way that MicroStrategy is acquiring Bitcoin. And that's got, with Ethereum moving higher, that's got BMNR moving higher. Excellent volume to the upside. I'm expecting a gap up tomorrow, and I'm looking for a $60 target. I will be taking profit into the $60 level. I'm looking for 58, 59. That's going to be the area that I'm going to be looking to take some profits off. I will hold a runner. I will hold a runner of this. If we get to like 58, 59, I'm going to take profit, but I'm going to hold a piece just in case you break 60. Then that thing might give you a little bit more runway, and I'll be looking for maybe a final take profit somewhere around 66, 67. Look at that. Badass 95Z goes, I was up until 2 a.m. Friday night, and I decided to experiment with Mari while I had no distractions. It thoroughly answered all of my questions and even gave me examples. I actually learned from it. I love that. I love that. I love seeing you guys use it. The usage, because Adam and I on the back end of the site, we see the usage of the AI. The usage is exploding. So our members are using it more and more every single day. More and more people are joining and getting access to the AI and using it. And it's been a real game changer for a lot of them. So I love to hear it. I love to see it. Keep it up, guys. Keep using it. All right. So that's BMNR. Now, again, that's a position that I'm already in. I'm long from $46. Okay. And we're looking for, like I said, 60. I took a bunch of profit off on Friday, but I'm still long. Another position that I'm in is HIMS. I am short HIMS. I originally shorted HIMS on Wednesday, okay, just under $54. We took profits down into 50. I reloaded some of that position back because I took a lot of profit off. I had a very small position left. I added some of the position back, but I'm looking for a break of 50. I'm not going to lie. I don't like how the stock held 50 for the last 3 days in a row now. The low of the day is literally $50.25 for the last 3 trading days. You can see here, 1, 2, 3, right? Boom. Low of the day on Friday, low of the day on Thursday, low of the day on Wednesday. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So I was looking for this stock to break that level. I did take profits down into that level, but I'm looking for it to break. I'm still short. Okay, I am still short, though, the position and trying to see if we break 50. If you break 50, I think the stock drops straight to 47.5. Okay, 47.5 will be the level that I'm going to look for. As far as where am I going to stop out of the remainder of the position, probably 54.5 area is where I'll probably start to look at that to get myself out of that position. Because, like I said, I'm short from right around 54. We took a bunch of profit into 50. So if we pop back to like 54.50 or so, I'll probably look to then start to think about getting out 54.50, 55. I'll get out that last piece. Will still be a nice profitable trade for me because of all the profits I took off in front of 50. But again, I'm still in it. And I think honestly, coming into this week, if you see this thing break 50 Monday or Tuesday, I would even add to the position, or I would enter the position for the first time if you're not in already, and look for the stock to drop to 47.5. Okay, so just keep an eye there. $50. That's my level. That's what I'm going to look for. If this thing pops up on me tomorrow, I'll cover the last piece of this thing up around 54.5 or 55. Okay, those are positions I'm already in. Now, another stock that I want to talk to you guys about. My watch list is a little bit different this week than normally. I didn't want to give myself too many large caps that have high betas to the overall market coming into this week, because I think Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. everything could change with that CPI number. So my watch list is starting out with stocks that are less correlated to the overall market. But after Tuesday, I will add a lot more stocks to my watch list that are going to be more large cap, that'll be more heavily correlated to the overall market. Okay, so my watch list coming into this week is a little bit different than usual. I actually have a small cap. Okay, generally trade options and futures, but I recently took a position in MP thoughts. Oof, Nigel, I recently just got out of my MP position. So I was also long MP. I got long MP last Friday. Okay, right here. I got long MP literally right here on this day that you guys see highlighted right there on my screen, Nigel. On August 1st is when I got long, and we jumped into members call options. I was long the stock, and we got into call options, and we took profit on that into that earnings release. You had the earnings, got the thing up all the way to 79 or so. We took our final profits off right prior to that, and it was a beautiful trade for us. So I actually just sold. Okay, I just sold my MP. So I will never, if I'm never going to tell someone, hey, I think this is a great buy if I just sold it. I'm not saying that I don't think the stock can go higher. It's just, I was in a position. I was in it for like a quick swing trade. I was in the position for about 1 week. It worked out beautifully for us. It was a triple-digit gain on the call options for members. Was a big win. And we rang the cash register, right? We rang the cash register. You had the gap up there on the back of their earnings, but I'm no longer in the position. Okay, so I just full transparency. Just want to let that be known. I'm no longer in the position there at MP, but there's not much to not like. There's not much to not like. They've had great news lately. They had good earnings. You got a little short position that's in there on that stock as well. So, I'm going to keep it on watch, but I did take my final profit off going into earnings. Okay. Next stock I have my watch list. This is a strange one because it's a small cap biotech name. And I usually don't have these on my watch list, but I just like the chart. I like the chart. This is something that Mari and RAI was able to bring to my attention because of the strong breakout day that it had on Friday, the big volume. You got above a structural resistance level. You got above also a major moving average. The reason why you don't usually see me have stocks like this on my watch list is because these stocks can do an offering at any time, right? Like these stocks can do these are not good companies. They typically, when the stocks go up, they do offerings and the stocks go back down. And there's really no way you can predict that or prepare for it. So that's why I don't usually have like these stocks on my watch list. I usually treat these as day trades only. And I will look for it to be a day trade only, but just keep in mind, if there's like an offering that's announced tomorrow morning, it completely gets taken off of my watch list. Okay. This is going to be a very specific play. $2 is going to be my support level. My target is going to be the 260s. If the stock were to break the 260s, you can look for a short squeeze that takes you to 350. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is just because I just like this $2 level, and I want to show you that $2 used to be support back there in December, and then you broke underneath it, and it was resistance in January and February, and then it was a resistance again in July, and then you broke above that here on Friday, and then you also will notice this yellow line. That's the 200-day moving average. That yellow line also lines up right at that level. So if $2 is support, just look to see, is there maybe a day two on this ALEC? Again, not a stock that you'll normally find on my watch list because I don't usually have these stocks on my watch list. It's ALEC, Apple, Larry, Edward, Charlie. But if it stays above $2, I will keep an eye on this for tomorrow. Now let's keep it going. Another kind of small cap but higher price, and this is NEGG. We made some really good money on this NEGG, guys. 2 weeks ago, was it? It's a really great trade for us. A lot of our members jumped on this thing here on Friday on this break. You kind of had your pick on Friday. It was either, hey, go long NEGG or BMNR. I focused on BMNR because the volume and liquidity was so much higher. I was able to easily get myself into a position. But NEGG, the volume was a little bit lighter and it was a little bit tougher for me to get a fill, which was kind of frustrating, but I was able to get my fill on BMNR, and that thing ended up being a beauty. But NEGG also ended up being a beauty. And now this is a very simple, straightforward setup. This is and again, this is all thanks to Mari and the AI for kind of, identifying this is a bull flag. So there's your bull flag on the chart. You had a breakout of that bull flag on Friday, nice increase in volume. You'll notice that you had increasing volume on the creation of the flag, on the creation of the bull flag or the flag pole. I'm sorry, increasing volume on the flag pole, decreasing volume on the formation of the flag, and then increasing volume again on the breakout of the flag. That's exactly what you want to see from a bull flag break. You have resistance up in the mid 90s on NEGG that you didn't quite get to on Friday that I think maybe you can probably get to. It's just going to be a little resistance from 2022. You have some resistance back there. But on the pullback, look for this $70, 68 to 70. Look for this breakout point to be resistance on any pullback. So if you get a candle that looks like this, you look for that to be support and then see if you get a follow-through move there on NEGG. All right, that's again another NEGG. It's another little short squeeze. Low volume stock, so just be careful with position size and fills. It might be difficult to get filled. I had a tough time getting executed on my orders. So just keep that in mind on NEGG. All right, so we went over BMNR, ALEC, NEGG. We went over HIMS. Now I want to talk to you guys about TTD. TTD had just an absolute bloodbath of a day on Friday. The stock was down 39% after missing on their earnings. And I just don't think that this move to the downside is done. So if you take a look at the last time you had bad earnings on TTD, the stock went down for a month straight. We got to welcome Yesenia. Guys, everybody welcome Yesenia. Yesenia just joins True Trading Group. Everybody welcome Yesenia, newest member of the family. Again, Yesenia, welcome to the True Trading Group fam, newest member. Congrats. Welcome to the team. Folks, again, remember, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything you see on that page is included for the year for $5.99. If you cannot make back the $5.99 membership fee at least one time during your membership after using the AI and going through the educational material, we will give you back not just the $5.99, we'll give you back double. We'll give you back $1,198. That's the way that we roll here at True Trading Group. We believe so strongly in what it is that we have developed and its ability to help you reach your goals, that we will give you a double your money back guarantee. What do you have to lose? Text us with questions, 1-888-621-2127. Again, that's 1-888-621-2127. So we take a look back on here at the charts, TTD, big gap down, and we sold off for weeks at a time, right? This is a huge gap down, and you sold off for weeks. I think this thing has more downside. I think you're going to see TTD trade down into the 40s, into the mid 40s. So I'm looking to get short and stay short. I'm going to target like $48 or so. And let's go in here to an intraday chart. Let's try to look at some levels right here, right there. I'm looking for any bounce into 56. I'm looking for a short. So this thing opens up tomorrow and this thing hits right there. I'm going to look to short that. Look for this to drop back to the downside. I'm looking for this to go into the 50s. Into the 40s. I just don't think that. I think that drop was so severe. that the selling pressure does not finish after one day. I think you might get at least another 2, maybe 3 days of downside. Who knows? Maybe even more. You can see what happened to that stock back in February. Was just a bloodbath. Now, what helped was in March, the whole market was selling off as well. And that's why TTD continued to the downside. So keep in mind, if you got a higher than expected CPI number on Tuesday and the market was to pull back, go and target the stock that's already weak. This stock, if you get a hot CPI number, this stock most likely trades into the mid to high 40s by Wednesday. So I'm going to be looking to short TTD. And then if the CPI number comes in hot, I'm definitely staying short TTD if that number comes in high. And then last but not least, we're going to wrap things up here with Meta. This is going to be a stock that I'm going to look to play to the long side if we get some good news regarding CPI. And I'm going to look for this stock to pop back into the 780s. What you will notice is that Meta had a prior double top around 745, 740. Okay. You had their earnings gapped you up, dropped back down into retest that previous all-time high, and it held. Now here comes the 9 EMA working its way up inside of this consolidation. And I like this little support level that we've established right here around 760. See that little support level that we've established? Then you have a little bit of a downtrend resistance line, and I'm looking for Meta simply to do that. Okay, I'm looking for Meta simply to, oops, where'd it go? I'm looking for Meta simply to do that. Okay, and if you get lighter than expected CPI data, right? If CPI comes in under expectations, then the probability of the rate hike goes to like 98% for September. The markets most likely rally, and I will then go long a stock that is already strong, and that'll be Meta, and we'll look for Meta up into the 780s if that number comes in lighter than expected. Okay? So there you guys have it. All right, that's my watch list, you know, BMNR, ALSE, NEGG, HIMS, TTD, Meta. That's what's going to start off, and obviously Ethereum, right, with that BMNR position. So that's what's going to start off on my watch list for the week. Okay. Then I will see what is that CPI number 8:30 Tuesday morning. Then I will either stay with this watch list or I will most likely be changing it. I'll most likely be adding a bunch of different stocks to this list. Okay. So if that number comes in hotter than expected, or if that number comes in hotter than expected, I'm going to look to short interest rate sensitive stocks. I'm going to short maybe some real estate related names. I'll short some maybe green energy related names. I'll also short some software names. If the numbers come in lower than expected, then I'm going to stay riding on the mega cap tech and AI train. It'll be NVIDIA, it'll be Meta, it'll be Alphabet, it'll be Apple, it'll be, you know, AMD, it'll be all of those names. Okay. So my watch list for the remainder of the week depends on what happens with CPI Tuesday morning, but those are the stocks that are going to start out front and center on my screen tomorrow morning. So I hope you guys feel a lot more better prepared for the week. I hope you guys are excited and ready to get down to business. I sure as hell am. It's going to be a huge week with all this inflation data. The markets are at all-time highs. We're either going to double top this thing or we are going to float to the upside. I cannot wait. I love the trade ideas that we got lined up with. I'm ready to make some money this week. I hope you guys are too. Go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page included for $5.99. Any questions, text us 1-888-621-2127. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your night, folks. Text us with any questions that you guys have. Don't forget, double your money back guarantee. What do you guys have to lose? Use the AI. If you can't make the $5.99 back at least once, we'll give you $1,198. Come see why we received the Benzinga Award. Come see why we've got a partnership with the NASDAQ and Unusual Whales. Come see why 10,000 members from 114 different countries use True Trading Group. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. My members, I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow morning as we always do. If you have not yet done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Make sure you never miss out on any of these live streams. We're dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. Have a wonderful rest of your night.